Hey there, it's A-Train, and this is True Crime Undercover, and I'm joined by two dudes, Super E and D-Mania.
What up? We sound a little low energy today.
Oh, no, we're going to get high energy here in a minute.
Okay.
Well, do you have a story that's really going to get us high energy, Super E?
Yeah. Well, but I am excited about the fence I just got.
There goes the energy. Okay, so you got a fence. All right. What's so great about it?
Well,
he won't be wandering out into the road.
No, it keeps the dogs in. But what I'm amazed by it is the Amish, because we have the Amish put things up, and what takes most guys hours and hours, they do like in 20 minutes.
Nice.
Amish dude shows up, and he brings his crew, which is basically his 5 kids, all from 15 down to 4. And they had it up in 2 hours. The 15-year-old is using one of those things that pounds the things in the ground. And then I saw like his 5-year-old son swinging a sawzall around like a Jedi Knight. And
wait a minute, a sawzall? I didn't think
they were
power tool.
They were just amazing. And they had. I was stunned by how quick they put the son of a bitch up. I'm like, well, thank you, Mr. Gunther Heimlich Maneuverston. And, he got it done. Bing, bang, boom. Fence looks great. Keep dogs in the yard, chickens in the yard. And we had a skunk attack a day, which sucked. But anyways, you can edit all that out.
I hope the fence keeps the turkey out so he doesn't attack you.
No, Mr. Downbanger. Mr. Downbanger. They said they got rid of the turkey, finger quotes.
Okay, nice.
All right. Hey, so anyways, but getting on to the story.
Hang on a minute. D-Manny, do you have anything interesting to tell us other than don't talk about a fence or your driveway or whatever?
I have a lot more interesting things to talk about than Super E.
Such as?
Let's hear them.
Well, animals that lay eggs do not have belly buttons. Okay.
Can I get back to the fence?
No,
it has a gate.
This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Boanthropy is the psychological disorder in which patients believe that they are a cow. Yeah.
That's a thing?
It is a thing.
Wow.
I'm surprised the schools don't have a place for cows to take a shit in.
Super E, since you're heavy set, we know you'll appreciate.
Yeah, right.
There is a McDonald's on every continent except Antarctica.
Hey, that sounds like a business opportunity. I say let's open one.
I agree.
I don't know.
I'm done.
Okay. Good facts.
Okay, let me stretch. I'm waking up. Anyways, okay, let's know what always livens everybody up? Hookers.
Hookers, yes.
Let's talk about. I'm going to talk about some hookers and talk about one it scared A-Train a while back, but I'll tell it. One night, about 10 o'clock at night, unless I've told this one, A-Train.
I don't know. Tell me.
Oh, here it comes.
Okay, I can't wait.
Anyways, driving down the road, summertime, real hot, 10 o'clock at night, still daylight. I'm in the hood. I see a chick walking down the street wearing a white tank top, aka wife beater, and the shortest Daisy Dukes I've ever saw in my life. Nice. And so I immediately pull over in my gold Lumina, and I go, "Hey, you looking for a ride?" And she goes, "Yeah." She jumps in, sweet as can be. I said, "You look like Daisy Duke wearing those shorts like that." She goes, "That's what she says. I'm the Daisy Duke of the hood. You can be my Luke Duke or Bo Duke, whatever it was." What were the Duke boys' names?
Yeah, Bo and Luke Duke.
All right. What were the guys that? What were the name of the guys that showed up when they were on a contract dispute?
It's insulting that you even have to ask these questions.
What were they?
Those were extras in the movie.
That wasn't a movie. It was a TV. Never mind. But anyways, so getting back to the hood, Daisy Duke. So she agrees to, perform oral sex for $50, whatever. Okay. And I know she was doing a lot of squirming around on my cloth seat that I was so proud of because They were very clean and all that. And I like to keep the cars clean that I drove as undercover stuff. So anyways, she agrees to it. Boom, she goes to jail. No big deal. By the time I locked her up, it was super dark. And so I drove home. The next day, I'm taking my youngest kid somewhere. It's about, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock, and it was super hot out like it is today. It was steaming out. My kids go, oh, good, we're going to the ice cream shop. Yay, Daddy. And they go run into the car to get in. They open the door, and I saw them collapse. They're like, what's that smell? And I opened my driver door. It was the worst smell ever. It was like if somebody had murdered Charlie the tuna when he was taking a shit and dumped him in the passenger seat. It was such that rotted smell. And then on closer inspection, I saw a big red streak where the hood Daisy Duke was on her period, and she had rubbed it into the seat of my Lumina. And it took me numerous Lysol baths of that seat just to get the stench out. It was horrible. Having to drive down with the windows, even though it was 90 degrees. Couldn't use the AC. It was awful. So going from that fun prostitute story.
Well, wait a minute. That Lumina should have been just missing a passenger seat, because I would have ripped it out.
Yes.
Or should it, you know what? It should have just been set on fire. I felt like Jerry Seinfeld when, you know, I tried to drive it in the middle of where they steal cars with the keys in it. Nobody would steal it. But anyways,
it's like the episode when Poppy peed on the couch.
Yeah.
No, it was.
No,
yeah, remember?
No, this is the episode where they let the valet who had bad body odor park Jerry's car.
He could not get rid of the smell. He called it the beast.
Yeah, that's what this was.
Uh-huh.
But on to the next fun, uplifting prostitute story. I'm going to talk about Rhonda.
Okay.
She was the best-looking prostitute that was on the street. She was drop-dead gorgeous. Guys would crash into each other, try to get to her. The upside is she was extremely attractive. The downside, she was completely insane. And the first time I saw Rhonda, she was sitting on the ledge there at Oakland and Washington. You remember that area, A-Train, right? There's a ledge right there.
Uh-huh.
So I drive up, and I'm like, man, I just see the most beautiful freaking girl out here working. And they said, that's Rhonda. Be careful. She's a little crazy. I said, 10-4. I'll give her a try. Well, I pull up, and I roll down my window, and she's sitting there. It's hot out again. And she's licking an ice cream cone, like she's auditioning for the role of Linda Lovelace. And she looks at me, and she goes, hey. I was like, hey.
Hey.
She goes, I'll give you a lick of this ice cream. You let me suck that dick. And I was like, wait a minute. Is she offering monetary compensation for a sexual act? Well, I could lock her up for patronizing a prostitute. And I said, no, that's unbelievably weak.
Yes.
And then I sit there and go, no, once you get in, she goes, hey, Jump Street, I know who you are. Don't even try it. And I was like, son of a bitch. And I thought, well, this is over with. But that wasn't that was the end of my experience with Rhonda. But there were several more experiences. She was in court one time because she was increasingly going crazy. She went from hooking for money for crack and other drugs to robbing guys. She would jump in the car, get the guys busy, and then some dude with a shotgun would come in and take all their money. Well, of course, they get caught because they always do. Well, with her risky lifestyle of unprotected sex, she had gotten many diseases, and one thing she got an infection on her arm.
Okay.
Where she had a giant skin eruption of a boil that was on her arm.
Ugh.
And her public defender was defending her in court on the robbery case. And they're in front of the judge, and the public defender was telling me about this later. He goes, I was defending Rhonda, and she was standing there in front of the judge, and I was standing there, and I kept looking down on her arm, and I saw this giant boil, and it had a giant whitehead on it that was pulsating. And he says, I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was like, what is that? And then he says, right when he's getting ready to the meat of his summation to help her out today, the giant boil explodes in the courtroom.
Oh, my God.
Pus and blood were being sprayed on everybody. He said he was freaking out. And, you know, because she's looking around going, what? Spraying everybody like one of that dumbass in Police Academy. Remember he was doing the gun range, pointing a shotgun at everybody? She was turning around going, what? Spraying people with pus and blood. And I could not believe it. And all the other court staff was like, man, it was like a catastrophe, you know. They needed to bring out the lab boys or whatever it was in hazmat suits.
My God.
Yeah. And then I'm talking to my superstar CI April.
Uh-huh.
And she said one day she was working the hot dog stand or walking down the street, hooks up with Rhonda. So now you had the two best looking girls working the street, the white girl and the black girl.
Uh-huh.
They get picked up at two guys. Well, Rhonda divulges to April that, she's got AIDS now.
Mm.
And so she's like, what? Yeah, I had AIDS. Anyway, so these guys take them back to wherever to do their sex act. This dude, I mean, he had to have caught it from her. And, then he took it home and, and that's it, it was awful. And then to finish up this, the last thing that my experience with Rhonda was not the Backdoor Slam special, but it was about 10 years later. Hadn't seen her in a while. She went from being extremely attractive to, looking ragged. She's walking down the street and it looks like somebody put firecrackers in her hair, exploded them. And she put on her makeup on a treadmill. Thought the Joker was getting in the car with me. And she goes, hey, Detective Super, you do me a favor. And I go, what's that? She goes, I just need a ride to the hospital. I go, you okay? Oh, she goes, yeah, there's nothing physically wrong with me. I'm just getting ready to lose my shit. I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, I'm unbelievably psychotic, and I can feel me having a mental breakdown. And so what I do is I just go to the hospital, and they juice me up with, what's it, Halidol or Thorazine or whatever.
Yeah.
And they send me out the door. And I said, well, it's about a 10-minute drive. Do I got time to get you there before you go all Joker on me? And she goes, oh, yeah. I drive her there, and she just jumps out of the car, and just sweet as can be, waves at me, goes, thanks, Detective Super. See you later. I'm getting my shot. And that's the last I saw of her.
Wow.
Was there any streaks in the seat when she got out?
Thank God, no.
Good Lord. What in the hell is the theme of this show? Just
good times with hookers.
Good times with hookers.
And then the very last one to wrap this episode up.
D-Mania. Just
yes, sir.
Tell us something. Just say, fumigate some wisdom.
Camels have 3 eyelids.
God, I didn't know that.
And mosquitoes are attracted to people who just ate bananas.
Really?
It's a fact.
Okay, didn't know that. Did not know that. Huh. Okay.
Put that in a pipe and smoke it.
There you go. All right, we're going to close this one out. We're going to come back. All right, we'll see y'all again. Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Hey, Jimmy.